My name is Nate. I play bass.
Hi, I'm Juliana. I'm the vocalist.
And I'm Darren, and I play drums.
Awesome. So getting right into it, you guys are about 2 weeks off this Puppies tour. After this, you're doing a couple of dates with friend and family. How's the tour going? How's the crowd response? How's the tour been going for you guys?
It's been more than we expected, in all honesty. First of all, it's by far one of the best tours in terms of hanging out with bands and becoming friends with them. It's like I said on stage, it literally took us under the wings, and everybody on the tour has been so nice to us. And then the public has been amazing. I mean, we are the opening band. We are the ones who are supposed to get the whole thing started every single night, and it's a very tough job because some markets are easier than others, but for us, it's been consistently a very positive response. So people are really responding really well. So.
What would you say? Because you kind of a little laugh when you asked the question.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of the best tours we've ever been on.
Yeah.
Literally from the first day, everybody's shaking hands, everybody's meeting everybody, just very friendly, and in a short span of 2 weeks, everybody's we hang out every night.
What's the biggest challenge? So you mentioned not being the opening band. What's the biggest challenge you have with that?
Probably the fact that everyone's
Kind of filtering in a little bit.
well, yeah. I mean, it's 7 o'clock. Doors open. You're the first band on there. Everyone's like, "Who the hell are these people?"
Yeah.
Some of them know. Some of them know who you are. Some of them don't. But you gotta remind yourself. A lot of them are coming in for the rest of the bands. It's 7 o'clock. They haven't had a drink. They just got off work. They're coming in there, and it's our job to get them dancing, screaming, getting them ready for a rock show. In anticipation that maybe in a few months or a little less.
I think the biggest
next one.
I think the biggest challenge is obviously getting people into understanding who we are, and from an unknown band to some of the people in the crowd who become their friends by the end of the set, which is very short. So I think we did amazing in explaining to them who we are, and not only by with our songs, but communicating with them from stage and off stage a lot. I mean, we just like talking to people. That's where we are coming from. We're those guys watching other bands and decided one day we want to be in a band. Every single one of us has kind of the same story. So I know how it was, being starstruck. For me, being in Romania, I didn't even have that chance. I was just watching TV, pretty much salivating for all these American awesome bands that I was seeing, that just dreaming one day I'm gonna, get somewhere close or near to that kind of, environment.
Right. Now, I know you guys have some dates scheduled through the end of April. What are the plans for you guys for the upcoming summer? I know people are kind of chit-chattering about what's going to happen, if you're going to stay on tour, where you're going to be at. Is there anything you can announce, anything you can release, any kind of news on what the summer tour or anything, what the plans are?
Without going into too much detail, we are finally going to do a pretty extensive West Coast tour. We've been out there a couple times for LA, Southern California, and on the Warped Tour, but this time we're doing a pretty long, extensive West Coast, Pacific Northwest, some down Southwest and stuff like that. So we're excited about that. Framing Hanley is after some Puppies, and then there's talks of some stuff in between.
Awesome.
Maybe a vacation.
We've been on the road since January, so now it's March.
It's not that long, but
It's not that long, but it's been without any kind of break. So, but definitely West Coast, get ready because we wanted so badly to be there.
It's huge. That's awesome.
They say vacation, but we all get so bored.
It's 3 days. You put your when are we going again?
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be home.
Now, I know you guys have done some pranks, especially the one with Taproot on Valentine's Day. I know everyone kind of saw that. Have you guys pulled anything on this tour, or you have any plans for doing any more practical jokes?
We haven't pulled anything on this tour. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm not going to say, but...
Well, Framing Hanley better watch their backs.
maybe,
Yeah.
Oh!
We're not going to make any official announcements,
All right.
but...
Keep posted on that one.
This tour was a little very on schedule for us. It's been a lot of work. We had fun, but we didn't have time to prank anybody, do we like it to, because it needs planning. It's not just like, okay, let's drink.
We want it to be good. Yeah.
Well, no, our pranks are detailed. They're drawn out. They're not just like, oh, whoopee cushion or something.
Yeah.
It's like no room.
We go all
There's
out.
pretty much no room for error.
We do tend to sit in the van and theorize. Like, definitely in the last couple of weeks, theories have been brought forth and logistics have been talked about, but nothing yet.
In all honesty, there are a couple of things that happened this tour. Framing Haley had problems with their trailer, and they were like, and so it wasn't room for us to. Everybody was trying to be very, to take care of their life as things were.
And this was also a shorter tour, too.
Yeah, it's only a couple week run, right?
Yeah, as opposed to
But,
like a month long.
Right.
They have more time to kind of do that stuff. But.
But it's coming. Promise it's coming, and it's going to be a video for it, and you guys are not going to miss out on it. Promise.
You do a lot of as far as like social marketing, and you're kind of on the web a lot with that stuff. You see a good response from your fans from that, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
It's huge.
It is huge. It's the only thing that bands still have a stranglehold on that they can do by themselves and see pretty quick results from, like, building relationships one by one with fans is the only thing that's left to disappear. And I hope it doesn't disappear because everything else it has in the music industry. So social networking has definitely been a blessing to bands like us that are on the way.
Yep.
And you guys are the ones that run your Twitter,
Oh, yeah.
MySpace, Facebook.
All
That's
in-house.
huge. That
All in-house.
We certainly
Awesome.
don't subscribe to the idea of having someone do it for you, because that's
you
the
can almost
point.
tell sometimes too
Yeah.
when someone's got a publicist behind it, where it's just like
We are that band that is going to talk to you. Like, if you come to our Facebook, you're going to get an answer, and you can check it out right now. Like, every single post, maybe not in the last 24 hours, but everything before that has an answer. We talk to people, and the same way we're adding people on our personal profiles and make them our friends. But we just like doing that. It's not work for us. We just meet people that we have similar stories or things like that. We talk to them, and then just suddenly they become your friends. It's natural.
But if you meet somebody at a show and they contact you on Facebook, they don't want to talk to. They want to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
they met you at the show, they want to talk to you on Facebook.
Yeah. That's cool. Now I know, like, a lot of your lyrics are very personal. Like, I'm a big fan of Broken Hearted. Can you talk to me about how the songwriting process kind of goes for you guys? Do you jam? Do you write lyrics and then bring it to the band and come together? Do you come up with riffs? How does it start from the organic process to the end of the song?
Everything you mentioned in a certain order.
Okay.
Yes, yes, and yes.
It usually starts with either a simple guitar riff on an acoustic guitar or a melody that Julia has or Yulia has, and you jam it out, put it on its feet, and then show the guys.
Awesome.
And if it passes that test, then we'll continue to work on it.
And then we do jam out parts in the rehearsal room, or we just jam out some stuff. Sometimes there are songs who came out from jamming together. There are songs who came out just guitar and voice. And then lyrics, sometimes I have lyrics done, sometimes they come with the melody at once. And I think that's, for me, the best because it's inspired and it makes sense. If there is a story from the first as I write it. I do take a lot of pride in writing lyrics. English is my second language. I learned English being in America, so in the beginning it was an extremely big struggle. When I was talking to musicians before, I said, I would like to be in a band, I want to write my own lyrics, and they were like, well, you don't speak really English, so it's very hard for you to handle that task. So I was looking for musicians who would allow me to express myself, even if there are 3 simple words, they'll be mine. So they do go through, through a grammar correcting process from my guys. They go over and make sure that, makes sense. There are sometimes less and less, it gets less and less work as I'm progressing and everything is, I'm expressing myself more clearly. But I take pride in writing every single word.
Gotcha.
So with that, you can answer another question, and that's where we get the name of the band.
Well, me talk, Freddie. Yeah. Okay. Now, just some kind of last words. Could you guys go through and each kind of give your own personal musical inspiration, influence, and then what new music you're checking out, who you're listening to right now, who you're into, whether it's old or new, just someone that's on your iPod or that's, that you're checking out.
I see. Past influences, probably some big ones for me are probably Incubus, Police from like way back, like the drummer Stuart Copeland, taking a lot of influence from him. 311, definitely grew up listening to 311. Newer stuff, probably Amberlin, Taking Back Sunday, some stuff like that. And I've been also like newer stuff, been checking out this band called Mew, M-E-W, which is pretty interesting kind of stuff. So if anyone hasn't heard of Mew, check them out. They're really cool.
Awesome.
But I've also grown up listening to a lot of jazz and stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff. So I try to pull inspiration from just about anywhere.
Cool.
I was just looking at my iPhone. I guess my main musical influence is probably The Cure, Rage Against the Machine, Deftones, Nine Inch Nails, things like that. Parlaying that into what's out now, I mean, Muse is probably one of my favorite bands these days. I love Radiohead. They're not new, but I love Enberlin. It's 30 Seconds to Mars,
Awesome.
York. What else? Oh,
Very,
that's my
very
question.
eclectic.
I'm
We
like,
all have our own turn.
She's thinking of her answer right now.
All right, Tab, you're
I have a lot. Well, obviously I'm into female-fronted bands. I love females in rock, and of course I can start with Blondie, No Doubt, Garbage, Paramore, Flyleaf, all these amazing bands, and Hellstorm, of course. But my big love all time is System of a Down.
Awesome.
I'm in love with them. Yeah, and then The Cure, and then for some odd reason I love Alice Cooper.
There's no odd reason about it.
But yeah, those will be my. And then I think my second favorite band all times is also Led Zeppelin.
Nice. Okay.
I come from my dad worked in radio in the 80s and grew up in the 60s and the 70s, so there's a lot of that just all over the place, a lot of new wave, a lot of Talking Heads, a lot of punk. The Clash is a big influence on me. There's just so many. I mean, everything that they said, also that.
and on that, sorry, I can't listen to like 98% of the things that he's listening to. Right
Well,
Really?
that's the.
so abstract.
Now we come to the new stuff, which
There we
is.
go.
That's how he wakes me up. He puts on this.
Flash Gordon.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of the John Spencer Blues Explosion. Leon is.
I don't get it.
Leon
No.
is not a big fan of the John
I'm
Spencer
sure they're
Blues
great
Explosion.
people. I don't get it.
School of Seven Bells is something I've been listening to a lot. Mumford and Sons, but
The
everybody's
Decemberists.
listening to
Those
that.
are
Yeah,
great.
that's
The
I like
Decemberists
that.
is one of my
Right.
favorite bands.
He's
Yeah.
saying good stuff.
Well,
You're lying now. You're saying what's the other
I'm-
stuff you're saying?
I don't know. I'm thinking of what we've been listening to in the car.
But
Jimmy
I-
Eat World comes on all the
Oh,
time.
that's
Yeah.
a great band.
I also want to mention as new bands that we collectively love, and I speak in name of everybody's names. I know that's the case. Are the bands that we've been touring with, and that's Neon Trees, Paper Tongues,
Sure.
Twilight,
Framingham.
Framingham, Had to Do It Us Way, and
Sick
of
Puppies,
course
of
Sick
course.
Puppies.
Well, see,
And-
that's the problem. I've been listening to nothing but Framing Haley and Sick Puppies for the last week, so I'm
Too
like,
many
what
bands to
else
listen
is
to.
on my iPod?
Yeah, I hear you. Very eclectic mix of music, though. It's cool. It's cool to hear what you guys check out. Just to kind of wrap up the interview, are there any last words of wisdom or words to your fans, or any kind of message you want to put out? And just for those who haven't heard from you in a while, or those that are just discovering you for the first time on this tour, what would you say to those guys?
Thank you. We're here because of you, and we'll be around and we'll stick around because of you. So keep coming.
We, as a band, you're going to be through ups and downs a lot. And fans were the ones who kept us going. Come out of the shows, talk to us, listen to our music, and give us a chance. We are good people and we have a message, and we stand for something. So we just want to thank you for everything, for our friends and fans that knew us from before, for the entire support. And I want to thank you, the one who just discovering us right now, for giving us a chance.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys.